คนละคือเป็นเฮ้ยถือมัน
Yo, 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 good people. It's your homie HerbMan. Busting you back upside the head with another hot banger. Boogie, please go tell somebody to go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. And if you're new to the program, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all the platforms at Love HerbMan. All right. So I'm coming live from South Africa. We're live on TikTok and live on YouTube, you guys. So if you are ever missing our program, hopefully if they don't mess up these videos like they normally try to do, we can have these uploaded as soon as we get finished with the lives. All right. So this is the free information station. You guys don't have to pay for anything that you hear here. All you simply got to do to pay for something is pay attention. And how we do this here on the HerbMan Show is by you double tapping that screen and getting us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. I'm going to be teaching you today something very awesome. It is going to be the capsule that we're going to put. We're going to put the cap on it, okay? We're going to put the cap on it today, you guys, all right? And if you're interested in what we've been teaching at the HerbMan School on here on TikTok, we've been teaching you guys for the last 7-8 days. We've been teaching you 6 or 7 modules that should be able to help you understand yourself a little better, understand how to heal yourself a little better, and then understand the owner's manual a little bit better as well. And so we continue to keep explaining to you in thousands of different ways so that we can make sure that we reach Rico them, and we got to make sure that we reach Todd in the boardroom. We got to make sure that we understand that the information that we're giving you is for the rich and the poor. It's for the white and the black. It's for the English and the Spanish. It's for everybody. Okay, this what we're giving you is for everybody. So there's no need to gatekeep. There's no need to hold on to anything. We're going to educate you on how to get back in tune with nature. Now, guess what? This is old information, but we're bringing it in a new way to new people who need to understand it just as fervently as those who sitting in high and mighty places. We got to get this information filtered down to the least of us, because we're the ones dealing with all these chronic stresses and chronic illnesses and chronic daily things going on in our lives. And we need to understand how to be able to get some comfortability, some contentment, and tap into some peace while being in this shakiness of what we call the life experience, okay? So we teach you here at the HerbMan Show about your human frame and your human design, because you cannot heal yourself if you do not know thyself, okay? And so we have to teach you about how all of this stuff works, man. And so for the last few days, again, we've been showing you guys the effectiveness of the owner's manual. We've been showing you why your birthday is the oldest information that you come into the paradigm with. Your birthday is the oldest information that you came into the paradigm with. Your hair sample only lasts 90 days. Your stool or your urine sample maybe give you a couple of days to a week of information. Your blood only gives you 24 hours of information. Why? Because you're constantly changing the environment every time you do something. So it's only one piece of information that can hold on with you since the time you came into the paradigm, and that is your birthday. And that's why we utilize your birthday, and we don't have to worry about a blood type or a body type. And so people ask me all the time, what is the significance of the birthday? Is this all astrology stuff? No, it's not astrology stuff. It's humanism. If I can get you to get the spookism out of this, and so that you don't look, I'm telling you, you guys are going to the doctor right now that's an Indian doctor that ain't Christian. And you ain't talking about Bible in that doctor's office. You just getting your little test run and you getting your prescriptions and you getting the hell up out of there. So we don't need to worry about religious when we're looking at a tool for health. So this is a tool, is all I'm using. It's just like the machine. You don't believe in the machine, but you're getting on it. You don't believe in this and that, but you're still taking x-rays, radiation, chemotherapy. This ain't nothing but a tool that we're going to use to help us, and it ain't got nothing to do with a belief, because it doesn't require for you to have to believe in it for it to work for you. Okay, so we use these numbers because this is an old relic. It's a compass and a calculator. In better words, it's a navigation system and a calculation system. So when we put your birthday in here, it's going to give us tendencies of that baby born at that time. Now, the reason why that's very significant is because the most famous story on the planet is about somebody's birth. Y'all don't want to hear me, man. Keep tapping, you guys, and I'll keep talking. Keep tapping, and I'll keep talking, you guys. Y'all know I ain't never going to come on here and play with you, okay? So you got to understand the significance of a birth date if the biggest story on the planet is about somebody's birthday, when somebody was born. So then now you're getting a consciousness of understanding when you were born dictated who you was going to be. Because it dictated tendencies. Everybody's not going to live up to all of the tendencies. Everybody's not going to live up to all of the things that may be possible, but you can run into a couple of those things because of you being born at a particular time. It is your birth date that is carrying the most extensive information on you, and you ain't getting that at the doctor's office. You're not getting that at the pastor's retreat. You're not getting that at the church house. You're not getting that at the Muslim center. You ain't getting that. You're not getting this at the synagogue. So we have to be able to put this back in because holistic health is everything to a living being. Any kind of living being needs a holistic approach. There's more to you than just that scratch on your knee that caused the scratch on your knee. There's more to you than just that blood pressure issue that caused the blood pressure. You are going through some life things. You're going through some things that we must address in your particular design, and it's going to be from an emotional. Okay, keep tapping, you guys. I'll keep talking. It's going to be from an emotional, spiritual, physical, and mental health departments of life. Okay, we have to address your emotional, spiritual, physical, and mental health departments of life when we are trying to address you in any kind of injuries or any kind of incidental situations that you come into in this environmental stimuli. Your response to it is going to mean you either fight or flight something. You either fix it, deal with it, or you leave it alone. But you can't allow yourself to be in too many of those and keep under a chronic state of stressing about life. And yes, there are things that you can't control. Again, nobody asked to be here. So your mom and them ain't got no money. So you a child who's growing up without any money. That is going to be environmental stimuli. That's an environmental stimuli. What is going to be your response to not having no money? Parents, children who have the ability to listen and do something about it. What is going to be your response to that environmental stimuli? There are some people who come in here rich. Okay, what is going to be your response to a rich life where you got all the things handed to you? Everybody's not going to respond the accurate way. So understanding this environmental stimuli is creating this stress under the time mentality that you're under, because your time consciousness is equaling to your death consciousness, and we're trying to put you in a life consciousness, which means we're trying to alleviate the time. Don't design your life under time constraints. The oldest people in the world don't know their birthday. Let me repeat that one more time for the children in the back that say they got some hearing aids in it. The oldest people in the world don't know their birthday. You don't know it, they don't know it, because they didn't live in time. That's why some of the oldest folks in the U will never know how old they are, because they never lived in a time constrained, stress particular mentality where everything is done by age and by the time on the clock and by this and that and the third, because that's causing you to be able to go against the grain of the ways of life. When you put yourself under time, that's your will. When you put yourself under everlasting, that's the will of God, if you believe in it. When you put yourself in the time bubble, that's where the aging comes into play. So you got to think about something when we're looking at breathing. Don't you know the faster you breathe, the more you age? So do anybody know how many breaths an infant breathes? Come on, somebody, I'm gonna teach you. Anybody know how many breaths an infant breathes in a minute? Anybody know? Anybody know how many breaths you should breathe in a minute as an adult? Okay, somebody said 12. That's the regular normal breathing of an adult, right? But babies normally breathe up to 20 to 30 breaths a minute. Okay, 25 to 35 breaths a minute a baby is doing. Why? That baby's aging, it's changing, it's growing. But you will see that the more that baby age, the less the breathing starts. Okay, you go from 30 breaths a minute as an infant to 20, 25 as a toddler, to 15 to 20 as an adolescent, to your 12 to 15 as an adult. Okay, so my point to you is that they understood a long time ago about the slowing of the breathing. I'm teaching you all of this shit, so I'm trying to teach you how to heal. Okay, so this is a review of all of everything, and then you got to put it into practice. So you heard about breathing techniques and meditative practices, and it's becoming the major movement in healing. That's why now the Ayurvedic community is probably the #1 healing modality on the planet. It could push aside traditional Chinese medicine, although traditional Chinese medicine also is teaching you the same melodic things, but in a different way. All of the movements of Tai Chi and the rhythm of the Qigong and all these different things, we're just trying to show you about movement, but more of a peaceful movement, a more of a calmingness of a movement within you, right? To calm the nervous system and to calm you from the stress. And so therefore, it was preparing you for the world. It was preparing you for your job. See, a lot of these things are becoming focused now because we understand the effects that breathing has on the body. Then we heard about sleeping. Okay? Then we heard about sleeping, right? So breathing. The biggest thing about breathing is to slow it down. The biggest thing about breathing is to slow it down. Okay? How do you slow down? You got to learn contentment and peace. You got to learn the waves of life. You got to understand the patterns of nature are going to be forever changing. Don't get all caught up in a rut when things change in your life. Okay, the environment is going to change. So if I come into a poor environment, that's fine if I understand that I can change my environment, because that means that I can really get out of this poverty. Yes, you can, because as long as you embrace the changing pattern, then you can start to use the changing pattern. It ain't rocket science. It's real. Come on now. So then the next is going to be sleep. Okay, now this is deep sleep. Okay, and then we understand that we need to be having 10 to 12 hours of sleep. Okay, rest, relaxation, and sleep. 10 to 12 hours, not 4 and 6, not 6 to 8, but you need 10 to 12. If you get back on the clock of nature, when it get dark, it's going to be getting dark to come in with the other balancing. So by the time the sun set, you need to be set. Okay, and let me say this real quick, since I know that I'm live on everybody, I'm live on TikTok and YouTube, I got to get this recorded. You don't supposed to be sitting all day. Sitting ain't nothing but a position to eliminate. Okay, and so when you are in an elimination position all day, then you ought to know you're gonna mess up your digestive system. To get things moving, you should move. Sitting is for elimination. That's it. So if you somewhere sitting, driving in a truck all day, you sitting in a shitting position all day, yes, it's gonna mess with your bowels. If you sitting at the work all day, sitting in a shitting position for 8 hours, and you ain't doing no turds, then guess what? Yes, it's gonna mess with your digestion system. Sitting is for shitting. Get up, move around, get up on your ass. Let's get this thing going. Okay, let's get it going. So yes, you should be resting, relaxing when the sun set, because you should be. That's when you should sit down somewhere. When the sun does, getting back in tune with nature. That's all I'm showing you here, is to get back in tune with nature. This also must be outside air. Okay, outside air, slowing down the breathing, going outside to do it. Outside, this must be outdoors breathing. That's what we're talking about here, not air conditioned, outdoors. All right. The next one that we told you about was the nutrient dense food, right? the nutrient dense food. Then we told you that this is more prevalent in microgreens. Okay, microgreens take 7 to 14 days to grow. We figure that you should be able to fast for a week before your food ready. We figure that you should be able to wait on mama for your food. Now, you might can't wait for the whole fruit for months and years for a fruit tree to grow or for this and that to grow, but you can wait a week or two for your nutrient dense dinner. Because in the microgreen stage, in the true leaf stage, which is the 2 leaves, in the true leaf stage, you got 40% more density in the baby than you do in the full grown adult, which is the fruit. So we know we like baby back ribs, then go ahead and get you some microgreen vegetables, okay? All right, and that's where your nutrient density is gonna come in at. So I'm walking you through the practicality of how to heal yourself. And we still ain't, we almost there, all right? And then your next one here is structured water, okay? Structured water is going to be simply natural spring water, and well water. Distilled water, no. Purified water, no. If you want to drink coffee and tea, distilled water, purified water, very good for cleansing, ain't good for as food. Everything that you put in your body must have food in it. Okay, it must have minerals in it, right? Because we're using food as medicine. Okay, ain't nothing that I'm using is inorganic, so we don't even really need to call it medicine. Everything that we're using is natural stuff that you should be automatically trying to impute into your life on a day-to-day thing. What I'm giving you is the blueprint on how to put you back first in your life. When you're living on, when you're working at that job, you need to walk outside of that building. You need to. So that means that there must be a little bit more attention paid in the human resources office when it comes to our wellness programs. Folks need to get outside of the building. You can wheel them out, roll them out, carry them out, whatever you got to do. And not only are you going to do that in the workspace, but you're also going to do that in the school spaces. You're also going to do this in the hospital. That's part of your hospital stay, is your ass got to get rolled out by these orderlies. Orderlies need to do more than just rolling your ass down the hill, down the hallway. We're going to get you outside somewhere, get some of this sun. You got to come out of that filtration system, that processing system. You ain't going to get it like that. The best places people ever got healed is when you went to Usha Village to go visit Dr. Saber. Not when Dr. Saber was over in New York. It was when Dr. Saber took your ass back to Usha Village is when you start getting stuff, because the retreating from the environmental stimuli is causing the problem. To get you rebooted back to understand how we're going to go back to the environment and respond properly. If you're not a fighter when you need to fight, you're gonna mess up something inside of you. If you're not a fighter when you need to leave a thing, you're gonna mess up something. Why? Because when you need to leave and you don't, you might die that day. And when you understand what I'm trying to say. So you might want to understand how to respond to some of this environmental stimuli, and we teach you this with your owner's mind. Okay? Structured water is natural spring water and well water. Nothing else. This is food. Structured water ain't nothing but food inside your water, food for your cells. It needs to have magnesium. It needs to have sodium. It needs to have potassium. It needs to have these things in it to be considered structured water or food for you. Okay, so now we understand where we at. Outside breathing to slow my breathing down. I need to be sleeping longer. I need to have nutrient dense, which I need to learn how to grow me some microgreens. You can grow microgreens in your house, in the backyard. You can grow microgreens in your closet. You can grow microgreens on your patio. You do not need land to grow food. You do not need land to grow food. I need to say that because I'm live on TikTok and live on YouTube, and I need for this stuff to stick in you. You don't need land to grow food. You just need microgreens. You can grow it in sand. You can grow it in a coconut core. You can grow it in a hemp seed growing medium. There's a lot of different ways, and I'm telling you how to grow food without dirt. I'm telling you can grow the food without dirt, but you need the dirt. You can get the dirt. It's plentiful of dirt. Ain't nobody gonna charge you for no dirt. Dirt's still free. You can go anywhere in the woods and start to digging. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you unless you on somebody's property and say not trust, no trespass. Outside of that, from last time I understood, you go get you some little dirt and start to grow your food. Start to recycle, reuse, rebirth, reproduce your own food. Start to consume what you produce and produce what you consume. That's the goal. That's what we're trying to get to. And so now what we're saying in that same light of it is now I'm learning how to heal myself so I can produce my own healing. I can consume my own healing and produce my own healing. I can produce my own healing and consume my own healing. You can grow your own healing. You can do these things, but you first must make a conscious decision to make your life integrated with these particular nature-based things. You gotta make room for sunlight, y'all. There is no way around it. You gotta make room for sunlight. You need about good 4 hours of good direct sunlight from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. and from 4 to 6 p.m. during the winter months, from 6 to 8 during the summer months p.m. Okay, those are your 2-hour slots. So you got 2-hour slots during the day for you to be able to get your sunlight. You gotta get it. When you get your sunlight, you're gonna get your breathing. So you kill 2 birds with 1 stone right there. And then while you're out there in the sun getting your breathing, you might well go ahead and have you a bottle of natural spring water or some well water in your hand. And then you just killed 3 birds with 1 stone. And then right after you get finished getting all that, then you might as well take your microgreens out there with you and then put them on the table. And now you eat microgreens outside, drinking natural spring water, getting direct sunlight, breathing the way I'm supposed to. You just got to make it a part of your life. You see, you can't keep ignoring nature, not your nature or nature. You have a nature. You have tendencies. You got the tendency to be addictive. You got the tendency to be selective in your goddamn memory. You got the tendency to be selective in your opinion. You got a tendency to be able to feel this way and overgeneralize things here. I told y'all and showed y'all this about the mind yesterday. You got a fallacy problem. You got a tendency to do this and to do that. And so you got all of these different emotions and different things, the way you think about life because of your engineering or your programming or your coming up and raising. That the thing about it is you're going to run head into something sometime. We got to be able to know how to alleviate those things. Okay? You got to be able to know how to alleviate them. You must start to work this in your life schedule. Okay? You must start to work this in your life schedule. I can't say that I can just really help you if you still going home to an abusive relationship. It's going to be hard to help you with your counseling. If you're still going home to an impoverished environment, it may be hard to help you with your dialysis. If you're still going home to these things that are causing, creating the stimulated response, it's going to be hard to heal you because we need opposite. We need the parasympathetic response. We need for you to be in a peaceful place. That's why I said these retreats. But sometimes, look, you ain't got enough money to go and go somewhere and fly somewhere, and that's fine. I'm gonna try to get you to come over here and fly to me. But if you can't, that's fine. We still gonna teach you how to retreat and wave the white flag in your own house. How to retreat and wave the white flag at that old job. How to retreat and wave the white flag at that church that ain't doing you no good. How to retreat and say, look, no more will you keep stirring me up. No more will you keep stimulating me. No more. I need rest, and I need to find rest. And sometimes when I go to church, it ain't a restful place. I still got to work. I'm still being uprised. I'm still got to jump and shout to make your church look good. I want to get somewhere where I can just have some peace. A lot of your vacations are just like work. You done planned this and you planned that. We got to go to this tour, that tour, do this, do that. Hell, you still ain't resting even on vacation. So you're doing all of these things and just working yourself into an early grave because you're up on the time. And you're trying to fit all your wants, needs, and desires into a particular point in time. And as long as you have that time constraint and that time consciousness on you, you will die in time. We're trying to alleviate the death consciousness. We ain't chasing diseases. We're chasing the death consciousness. Okay? So now, understanding chronic stress, understanding the sleep, understanding the breathing, understanding the sunlight was all the information that our ancient forefathers already been teaching you. Traditional Chinese medicine already been teaching you about these things. Ayurvedic already been showing you the validity in these things. Dr. Sabi showed you. You just never understood. You maybe never thought and thought about the retreat being an ingredient too. You ain't never think about that either. That the retreat was an ingredient in the herbs that most of us can't produce. So when you talk about somebody healing somebody, you got to have the whole goddamn recipe. And it ain't just the herbs. He had a retreat. He had thermal water. He had food coming from that environment going into that particular person. So it ain't going to be on no truck for 3-4 days. It ain't going to be on no goddamn bus for a week. It ain't going to be on no airplane. It ain't coming in no ocean. He feeding folk from the limb to the belly. Freshly squeezed, freshly picked, freshly grown. So you don't know that that's an ingredient. The environment is an ingredient. But since I can't get you to come, everybody to come to me, we still got to be able to show people the importance of retreating in your community, the importance of retreating in your home, the importance of taking time out in your relationship, the importance of taking a time out from work, the importance of being able to rest your mind. Look, y'all go to sleep every night. I'm talking about that mind. I'm talking about that mind. And when I'm talking about that mind, there is an organ that is in your brain that is also connected to your mind. So it's got this body and it's got this spirit connection. It's got this body and mind connection. Anybody wants to know what that organ is? If you think you know, go ahead and let me know. Keep tapping, you guys. I'll keep talking. You keep tapping and I'll keep talking. Everybody understand that there is an organ in your body that is symbolic. It is a connection between the body and the mind, the body and the spirit. Anybody knows what that gland is? Okay, it comes from the endocrine system. Anybody knows? I'm gonna wait on you. What's going on over there, YouTube? Thank you guys. I love all of you guys. Thank you. All right. So right there, Divine X and Ambu. Divine X and Ambu. I'm going to use you guys as an example. Divine X got it right when it comes to this gland being the heart of your particular existence. It ain't your heart. This is the heart of your particular existence, okay? And it ain't the pineal, but it is the one that controls the pineal, all right? So the one that we're talking about and we've been talking about, I see a lot of pineals and pituitary. See, that's what they taught you. That's why it's not working. You know how long we've been knowing the pineal pituitary? You see folks still leaving here. Look, you guys, we're trying to eradicate the deaf consciousness. Can't you understand that there's nothing that you've heard yet that's helping? There's nothing that we've heard yet that is stopping death. But we've been reading that we're supposed to have everlasting life. It's got to be a moment. You got to ask yourself, why? There's nothing that we have done yet to duplicate the story that you believe in. But I'm trying to teach you that they have always been trying to extend life. They've always been trying to live forever. That is the whole precipice, is to be here and live in this, because you don't know anything when you fade back to black. So here is an ability to see things in living color. Folks want to stay. I know pastors that want to stay. That was on their deathbed, preaching to you heaven, but asking God for one more day of life. So you start to realize that this experience is it. And the extension of this must be understood. So therefore, we got to understand body mummification, but we start mummifying after death. Thinking that was going to help the everlasting journey. See, it was just about limitations of information. But you still got to use it because you got to see where they left off at, where they got to. What was the end? The end is, okay, I can get recorded in time as a chief, as a man of principle, as a woman of principle, whatever, a God, or whatever, deity, whatever you want to call it. I can get recorded in time and live forever. But They're going to mummify me so that I can come back to my body and be able to tell y'all how good of a travel through this particular paradigm was. But ain't nobody came back. Even Jesus didn't come back yet, even though you read that he did. We still are waiting on a return. It's the same thing. You still waiting on a return from King Tut. They still waiting on a return from Krishna. They still waiting on a return from Buddha. They still waiting on a return from all of these people, because that's the thing. Right? That's the thing. Hold on 1 second, you guys. That's the thing, right? So we're waiting on a return, but guess what? The body. So you done pierced the man in his side. You done scorned them all in his back. You done poked them all here and there. You done put thorns all in his head. You done whooped them all these damn time. That means that you are diminishing the lower self body, the flesh, and you can't come back if they kill the body, but you don't know that. Buddha them starved and fasted up under that tree. Spiritually high, but no earthly good. Because body preservation is not something that we should learn after death. It is something that we should learn in life. Body preservation is not something that we should learn after death. That's why you shouldn't worry about being mummified when you leave here, because you failed the test. You should be worried about body preservation during life. And that's going to take more information on how to stay in alignment with our particular environment so that we can stay in a homeostatic positioning, not only within us internally, but outside our lives as well. It has to be at a homeostatic thing. There's one organ in your body that deals with homeostasis outside of you and inside of you, and that's going to be your hypothalamus. It ain't the pineal. It's not the pineal. It's not the pituitary. It's the hypothalamus. Okay? The hypothalamus is in control of the balance. The hypothalamus is in control of the peace. The hypothalamus is in control of the pleasure. The hypothalamus is in control of the love. The hypothalamus is in control of the sleep. The hypothalamus is in control of the sex. The hypothalamus is in control of the way you feel. The hypothalamus is in control of your actions and behaviors. The hypothalamus is in control of your body temperature. The hypothalamus is in control of a lot of these things, and you didn't even know about it because they're directing you to the sergeant and the master sergeant instead of the capitan. And the hypothalamus don't even really talk to the pineal in the way that you think, even though there is a connect. The hypothalamus goes to the pituitary. The pituitary is the master sergeant, who then talks to the sergeant, the thyroid. And then, but all of this coming from the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is telling everybody what to do. Your ovaries to get this estrogen, and your menstrual cycle to produce this progesterone, and your testes to produce this testosterone, and these growth hormones, and this all these catecholamines and cortisols, and all this stuff is being dictated by the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is what is controlling the stress outside using your peripheral nervous system. So using your peripheral nervous system, which is your skin and all of your little antennas to tell how cold it is outside, all of that is reporting back to the nervous system, reporting back to the hypothalamus. So your peripheral nervous system is reporting back to the hypothalamus, and then your hypothalamus is also taking the conditions of the internal environment. So this motherfucker telling you when to put on a coat, when to put on some short, how cold it is. Girl, it cold. It's freezing out here. The hypothalamus is what it is. It's controlling so it's not controlling your response to it, but whenever you respond to it, it's taking that into effect into the body and keeping your homeostatic in control. It's also talking to your sympathetic nervous system. It's talking to your sympathetic nervous system. So now it is the connection between the nervous system and the endocrine system. Okay? This is how you heal. This is how you heal. Okay. So now in the other understanding, we both told you guys, not both, but I told you guys 2 days, twice, about the psychoneuroimmunology. Psychoneuroimmunology is where you have the connection between the immune system, nervous system, and endocrine system. These are your 3 systems. So if you are an aspiring herbalist, if you're a mother trying to take care of your children, if you're a father trying to take care of your children, or you somebody that's really trying to get out here and get into the community, you must understand that the nervous system, endocrine system, and the immune system, these are the first responders to any kind of injury, repair, damage that is being done to you externally and internally. So all you got to do is learn how to fix the repairs of the body. Not trying to fix nothing else. Stop trying to go to that kneecap talking about arthritis. Stop trying to go to this, that, and the third, because all you're doing is you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. All you did was gave them a herbal painkiller instead of yes, it's better, but it's still a lifetime. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul. I gave you a laxative, but if we don't go deeper, you're just gonna be on the herbal laxative every time you need shit. It's not gonna stop. So even in herbalism, you got to be able to go deeper to really actually cure or heal people, which is a permanent state or permanent condition to be in. How you do that is understanding what repairs that person. It's the immune system, the endocrine system, and it's also the nervous system. Now, when I speak immune system, I'm talking about lymphatic and digestive in that one word. Okay, because 80% of one's immune system is in the gut microbiome. So we must pay attention to when we say immune, that we're also highlighting the digestive system and the lymphatic system being a part of this immune response. Okay, so psychoneuroimmunology ends up coming down to one organ in the body, which is the hypothalamus, which is the crown chakra, which is the top of the crown. Okay, if you call the pituitary or the pineal the crown chakra, then the hypothalamus is that ether. Okay, that one thing that's above, right? This is where we need for you to be, my brothers and sisters that's trying to heal somebody. Because in this hypothalamus is where all of that stuff I just told you about resides. Your breathing, hypothalamus. You need to slow down your breathing. You got to work with the hypothalamus. Okay. The sunlight. Remember that I told you about the hypothalamus talks to the pineal and the pituitary. The pineal is the biological clock. Okay. But the hypothalamus also is running that sleep. Remember, the more sunlight you get, the better you can sleep. So sleep and sunlight are synonymous with one another, and the hypothalamus and the pineal both have a function in sunlight and sleep. So hypothalamus got something to do with your sleep. We just told you about sleep. We just told you about breathing. Okay. Nutrient density. I also didn't tell you, but the hypothalamus also has a lot of influence on your cell life, meaning reproducing new cells and apoptosis. Reproducing new cells and apoptosis, hypothalamus got something to do with the life expectancy of your cells. Guess what else? The hypothalamus got control of the life expectancy of your life. See, now we're getting down to the nitty gritty of what it is in me. It's the hypothalamus. It's not the pineal. It's not the pituitary. You remember we do a top-down approach to health from the brain down. So in the brain starts this hypothalamus. This hypothalamus is also going to control your mood. Okay, your mood is how you act, how you feel, emotions. Remember that this thing is producing oxytocin, your love, dopamine, your pleasure. Okay, remember what this thing is doing now. This thing is producing these things. It's producing your vasopressin. If anybody understand what that is, but it's an antidiuretic that needs to be produced in your body to control whether you need to release or not to release pee or urine out of the body, or water out of the body. Okay, it's got a lot of other stuff that it does as well. So you'll see that this is the place about. The hypothalamus is the place that we've been talking about. It is the heaven. It is the consciousness. It is the area in the brain which you need to make sure is stimulated. It is the area of the brain that you need to make sure is in peace. It is the area of the brain that is helping you balance things out. That is the place. Now, there are a lot of different herbs that can help you out in this place. I'm just going to name a few of them that you've heard about, but you got ashwagandha. You got rhodiola. You got maca. You got eleuthero. You got holy basil. Anybody know about these? These are called the adaptogens. All they're trying to do is help you adapt. Remember that until you're able to embrace change, then you can't use change to change your situation. Until you're able to embrace change, which means your ability to adapt. Your ability to adapt to the scenarios and the environmental stimuli is what is causing you the problem. Your ability to adapt to that job is causing you the problem. Your ability to adapt to your spouse, your boyfriend and girlfriend is causing you the problem. Your ability to adapt to the situation is causing you the problem. So this adaptation, remember in your immune system, you have the innate and the adaptive, right? So all this stuff is showing us how are we responding to environmental stimuli. So it's okay to be sick. The body can find itself in some of these things because it's a pattern of changes. So your condition can change because of environmental stimuli. You can get infected. I know somebody tried to write this the other day. So let me make sure you write this properly, moderator. Infected and affected. Okay, infected and affected. INFECTED. And then you got AFFECTED. Affected and infected is all going to be controlled by the hypothalamus. Okay, because I just told you that it's taking peripheral nervous system, is taking monitoring of the outside environment to control the internal environment. The outside environment cannot change the internal. But if you drink too much, if you eat too much, if you think too much about negative things, if you acting too much out here crazy and got negative behaviors and negative habits that are creating toxicity in the body and in the mind, then at some point in time, you're going to throw the hypothalamus off kilter. It's going to be too hard to maintain an internal environment out of all this external temperature. Remember, I told you guys about the AC unit. Your AC unit, they call it in AC unit, they call it ambient temperature. The ambient temperature outside is going to have an effect on your inside thermostat. So right now it's summertime. You may got your thermostat on 68, but if it get to be 120, 130, that motherfucker gonna get to 72. It ain't gonna get down to 68. It's too hot outside. You're gonna blow your AC up trying to get to 68. Why? Because the heat from outside is overworking your AC unit, because your AC unit is outside being environmental stimuli by the air outside, the temperature outside. And now because it's 130, this thing ain't gonna get down to 68. Otherwise it's gonna blow a gasket. And your body is trying to keep that from happening. Your body is designed to monitor the outside, but keep the environment. I gotta keep 98.6, 97.5. I gotta keep the blood at 7.35 to 7.45. I gotta keep these narrow margins, these narrow ratios. They can't be over concentrated, or otherwise there's going to be water retention. There's going to be things that are going to happen when I have to rob Peter to pay Paul, because the ratios are off. And that's why you're not being able to heal, because you're out of something. You're out of something. And the thing that you can be out of, if you got to understand what it needs: glucose, fatty acids, and amino acids. right? So you're getting this in this sunlight. You're getting this in this well-structured water, that's food. You're getting this in this nutrient-dense microgreens. You're getting the carbs. You're getting the fatty acids. You're getting the amino acids in this particular thing that you're doing here with your sleep, with your sunlight, with your eating, with your drinking habits. You'll be getting that. And then also you'll get your herbal blend with your owner's manual. So if you guys are interested in your owner's manual, DM us, we'll get you that information. But you get all of this information in your owner's manual. And then on top of that, you get to find yourself in this paradigm. But I wanted to break it down to you scientifically. Your spirit and your mind. Your spirit and your body. That's it. Your spirit and your body, or your mind and body. Okay, that's what we're talking about. And the cohesiveness of the one. Infected the spirit. The mind affected the body. Listen to what I said now. Okay? You got infected in the mind, in the spirit, and it started to affect your body. But it still all came in one thing. The hypothalamus is the one thing that got infected and got affected, and now that miscommunication, that misfiring. Remember that this thing is talking to your brain and to your endocrine system as well. So you got information through the nervous system and information through the hormones that have been spewed out. So if I get into this area of your life, social engineer you, genetically modify you, re-educate you, tell you lies, misinformation. If I get into this space, if I infect you and fuck with your spirit and your mind, I will affect your body. And if I infect your body, I will affect your body. If I affect your mind, I can infect your body. This ain't nothing but thoughts and feelings. Contentment and peace. And being able to wave that white flag at what some of this stuff is doing to you. And recalibrating and re-engineering yourself and repositioning yourself to do what you want to do in this paradigm is paramount moving forward as a collective in humanity. And we're going to keep on pushing the envelope forward and evolving you. And what I want you to know today is that the one thing that I feel like is a consensus for all of us right now is that we need to be more discerning. And discernment is what we're trying to be taught in religious sectors, but it doesn't work there. Discernment is a very big thing. It's why we run into wrong relationships, because you couldn't discern. You couldn't feel that spirit. And some of you are ignoring it, which is also going to be an indicator that your discernment is off. You can't have it and ignore it. You still don't know what you're doing with it. But this discernment is like the best tool, the best thing in the classroom to use in the class of everlasting lifeism. It is almost like being in Harry Potter school. You know, the discernment is the sorcery stick. And everything that you walk into in this life ain't gonna always be understood. Everything that you have in this life, man ain't gonna always know something about. Why you think you still can walk into the hospital right now with a disease they ain't never seen or heard about? So you can't depend always on your intellect to circumvent environmental stimuli. There must be something else in you that can extend your life. Because if you always don't know that there's a cliff over there, you're gonna die every time. Which means you keep coming back to never know that there's a cliff there until you learn how to captivate and activate your intuition, aka your discernment in this environment. You'll make way more money than you ever have if you had discernment. You'll have the best relationships that you ever had if you had a little bit more discernment. And let's not talk about healing, you guys. If you had discernment, you would have stopped something way before it gave you a problem. Some of this stuff ain't about if we tried it. It's about the fact that we continue to do it, despite the results that it's given. So that ignorance of something is a twofold word. Ignorance that you've understood is something that you don't know. That's fine. Keep it there. But the root word of ignorance is ignore. Some of this shit you just simply are ignoring. And that's ignorance. It's not what you don't know. Even the Bible tells you that be not to blame for stuff that you don't know. But then it also tells you, oh, inexcusable man, meaning that I'm going to create messengers to come and give you all that you know so you can't have no excuse of why you're dying. Why even hell and heaven is a place to go, because you're buying into death, because you bought into time. And what you're doing subconsciously under time is killing yourself. You're committing suicide with the spoon and fork because you've been infected. It's starting to affect you. And the one thing that controls both these things is the hypothalamus. So when you're trying to look to heal people and you're trying to look to heal yourself, you must find ways to calm your mind. That's why breathing is there. That's why the sunlight outside is there. Everybody know if you take your ass outside and sit out there in the sun, ain't nobody bothering you, you start to calm down a little bit. Everybody know if you walk a little bit outside, you can calm down a little bit. Gym ain't for everybody. It's too overstimulated. You supposed to be doing stuff. See, a lot of y'all think exercising is moving, but don't you know that it requires more muscles to relax than it ever do to move? Y'all didn't hear that. It requires more muscles to relax than it ever had been to move. So being still is the exercise that you need. Not continuing to move, not continue to break, not continue to wear down. So I gave y'all the breathing of a baby needed to slow down. Why? Because the faster you breathe, the faster you age. I love y'all athletes, but you see how old they getting? Kevin Durant ain't nothing but 37, but he got his thing in the middle of his head like the cul-de-sac outside. Aging, because you're working out, you're exercising, you're running. So you'll get a little bit of glory, a little bit of legendary, but you won't be able to live a long life because we're going against nature, against our understanding of nature, against our biological connection to nature, against our spiritual connection with nature. We are going against those things, and the owner's manual is what is needed to put you back together again, to find you when you're lost in this time and space, to put the pieces of your life back together again, and all for a funky measly $50 and a birthday is what we're providing for you. No, there is no panacea product, but we believe that there is a panacea program, and it's getting you back in tune with your nature. Okay? Any questions thus far? Anybody got any questions thus far? You guys, please keep tapping. I'll keep talking. Please keep tapping. I'll keep talking. Okay? So the practicality of it is to be able to make this shift in your society or make this shift in your home. Okay? However you need to do it, right? Make this shift in your job. Make this shift in I mean, these are great ideas so you could head all your wellnesses programs. If you make this shift even in church, the one thing that church can do, that can make an amazing difference in their communities is first of all, start using the land that you're buying your church on and do some gardening. Not farming. Don't try to do nothing massive. Gardening, small gardens, and then the overflow goes to the community. Everything else goes to your church. Anything outside of that extra goes to the community, right? And so now this community gardening, they start getting food for free, but ain't nobody sprayed it, ain't nobody induced it, ain't nobody did this, that, and the third. Everybody partake in it and protect it and keep it. So use your land as little gardens. Okay? Gardens. That's the first thing. The second thing you can do is quiet your church down. Quiet your church down. Church should be for the rest of the mind. You ain't resting my mind, church. You got me all riled up. I'm sweating in here. I'm running. I'm shouting. I'm trying to prove that you know what you're talking about. Trying to be a partaker of your particular ensemble and ensemble. And I'm more doing everything for association and affiliation than really spiritual activation. So we want to quiet these churches down. Ain't no need for you to talk, Pastor. It's your church. Just be the owner or the facilitator of the quietest building in the community. That's all you need to do. Ain't nobody goddamn need you to say nothing. It's quietness, it's stillness, it's peace that they're looking for. Do those two things and watch you change the paradigm. And you can keep teaching what you're teaching, but quiet the church now and start gardens on your properties and watch what happens to you. Watch you go from wherever you are to being whatever you are. Because now when you add just these elements of nature, creating this cohesiveness, you'll see the missing elements of the community, and you'll see how easy it is to get this taught from a different angle. Okay? This is about peace. We need for you to be able to find it. So the hypothalamus is going to help you begin your healing journey. The hypothalamus is the help. The hypothalamus is what you're looking for when you say, what is this thing that is causing homeostasis, right? Remember that homeostasis is the goal. Regeneration is the vehicle. I'm going to put this up here for you. So the goal is homeostasis. Okay? This is not only in your internal environment, this is the goal of you in your external environment. Your goal is peace. Balance is peace. I'm just using peace. So the goal always. So that means that your body is going to rob Peter to pay Paul. That means that your body is going to do things autonomously, involuntarily, not without your permission, is going to do this now to create peace. Your body can kill you to heal you. Your body is compensating for your deficiencies, and your deficiencies are indicators of your ignorance, and your ignorance is creating industry. So everybody's coming out with every little thing because you don't know nothing about yourself. So now everybody want to tell you something about yourself because you don't know shit about yourself. We can't do that no more. There's a blueprint on you that's created from your birthday, and we are in possession of that. And we want to hand you your manufacturing book. We want to hand you your owner's manual, and we want to get you back to the manufacturer. Not what I said do, not what man's intellect on herbalism said do, but we're actually going back. Somebody is using nature to create remedies. I ain't talking about intellectual. I'm talking about it comes out of the reading, out of your birthday. Okay? That's the importance of the owner's manual. The goal is homeostasis. The vehicle to get us there. What's going to drive us there is going to be regeneration. Okay? Who's in control of this? The hypothalamus. The hypothalamus, remember that I told you we're talking about the body and the mind. Who's in control of your healing is your mind. I don't want y'all to get caught up in this shit now, but I got to teach it. I'm a spiritual brother teaching you about holistic stuff. So I gave you biologically what we're working on, but I want you to know that spiritually what we're working on is your mind. But inside of your biological body, we're working on your hypothalamus. Because it is the one that will put everybody else in check. Repair the repair systems of the body, not going down the line trying to go and fix the arm down there. Go to the control panel. And the control panel or the control center of what this psychoneuroimmunology thing is all about, and getting you back in a holistic perspective and putting you back in tune with nature by putting you back in alignment with what nature is calling for in your life. We're saying that that's going to help you get into this change pattern. That's going to help you get to this embracing change. And once you can see that, okay, it's okay that things got you sick, but we finna get you well. It's okay that you broke right now, but we're about to get you rich. It's okay that you're single right now, but we're about to get you wedded. And we can do those things by the changing and the renewing of the mind. It didn't say go down and fuck with your kidneys. It said, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. It didn't say go down there and fix your knees. It said be ye renewed by the be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. It didn't say fuck with the tumor. It said be ye transformed by the renewing of the mind. It didn't say mess with your eyes. It said be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. It didn't say go down there and mess with your nerves. It said be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. It didn't say go down there and mess with your immune system and go mess with your hands and go mess with your toes. It said be ye transformed by the renewing of this up here. If you want to heal your family, you want to heal yourself, you want to heal your community, know how the body works, know the nature of the body, then you know the nature of nature, combine those together, and you have a retreat that's happening inside and outside of this person. And you don't got to go nowhere. But for some of us, we may have to make those major decisions. You may need to stop driving trucks, brother. You may need to leave that job, sister. Some of you guys are looking at these computer screens for too long. I told you guys, sitting is for shitting. You've been sitting down too long. You're gaining weight. You're having shallow breathing. You're having digestive issues because you're in this particular stimulated format. You don't know it. That shallow breathing is keeping you stimulated. That stimulation is slowing down your digestive system. So you eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner on these jobs, and your digestive system ain't working because you're too overly stimulated. You ain't really relaxed or nothing. Well, I'm just sitting at my job. I don't be doing nothing. Yes, using your mind is doing something. Using your mind is usurping energy out of your body. Using your mind is affecting your immune system. Using your mind is affecting your emotions. Using your mind, you still alive. And so using your mind, you still using energy. So it don't matter if you sitting down all day. That's the problem. Your nature is not built to sit down all day. Your nature is not built to be intellectual with every situation. Your nature is not built to be one-tracked. Your nature is not, you won't survive if all you're using is masculine energy and not feminine energy. You won't survive if all you're using is body and not spirit. You won't survive if all you're using is spirit and not body. You won't survive if you're just using this one thing. You can't get to this everlasting life that's being taught. You can't see what they were trying to get to. They were trying to evolve this human godly instrument back into everlasting life. Look at what happened in the Bible. You lost everlasting life, and ever since you took one foot out of the Garden of Eden, if you want to believe this story, you've been trying to get back to everlasting life. I ain't doing nothing but telling you the truth. I'm just a person that's trying to weed through all this bullshit on social media to get you to focus for a minute and listen to me and stop and say, hey, they got you robotic. They got you genetically modified. They got you socially engineered. They got you off-kilt, re-educated, misinformed. But you're going to be okay. Because things change. And there ain't nothing that they can do about it. It ain't nothing they can do about that. And we're changing and we're evolving. And it's a blessing to be a part of this evolution. It's a blessing to be a part of something new, something understood a little bit better, a little bit different, something new. It's of old, but it's something new. It's a new approach, a new connection, a new way of delivering an old message that you can never be disconnected from God. There's always going to be a ram in the bush to allow us to know how this thing really is supposed to be. Man is supposed to be at one with land. That relationship is a mimic of the relationship within you. Your mind should always be in love with your body. It's when these two are divorcing and disagreeing and causing problems and friction with each other that's causing the problem. And guess what? They in the same house because of all this problem. You ever work with somebody you didn't like? You ever live with somebody you didn't want to be with no more? So you got your mind and your body arguing in one temple, causing problems through this paradigm. But when we get you back recalibrated and get you back in that oneness, get you back into understanding how to be in a oneness. We got this oneness when we got the spirit, the mind, the body, and the emotions all aligned, all going forward toward the goal. Is when all of these say, I want to be rich, that po is no more. Is when all of these say, I want to be healed, that sickness is no more. Is when all of these things say, I want to be renewed, or I want to be in relationship, or that your loneliness is no more. Is when you have finally focused and concentrated, I'm going to do something. Don't you always do it? So healing is in the same energy. What say you? Anybody? What say you? Thank you guys for tuning in to the HerbMan Show. We come on every day from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all right? That's what we're doing. We're teaching you guys how to heal, okay? teaching you guys how to heal. So the goal is always homeostasis. The vehicle is regeneration. And the one organ that provides you these things is going to be the hypothalamus. So all these years we've been told about the pineal and all these different things, which are all functional and all good information. Remember that I told you they give you good information, but wrong application. But now we're just going to step aside man's intellect and we're going to utilize intuition. If you feel that this is for you, if you just got that unction, if you got that discernment, DM us. We'll get you the information that you need. Because for me, I'm moving to the side. I've conceded to this. Because I'm one of the baddest brothers when it comes to herbs. I'm one of the baddest brothers when it comes to business and herbalism and your body and all of that, as you can see. But I still concede to this because this is nature. It's my nature to be egotistical. It's my nature to be thinking that I know everything. It's in my nature to be a little bit this and a little bit of that. It's in my nature to want the money, to want this, that, and the third. But see, I don't want me to be a part of anybody's transgression. I got my own shit I work on. So if I can find anything that can remove me, that I can believe in, that I know is better than me, then that's what we just done. And that's what I'm presenting to you. This is better than anybody on the planet. Because won't nobody be able to understand you like nature, like the manufacturer. Okay? Thank you for the teaching. I've been suffering for years in every part of my body, all that medicine. Yes, Diane, what was the first diagnosis, Diane, that you ever got in life? What was your first diagnosis or the first thing they tried to give you some medication for? Do you know? The first thing that you ever got diagnosed with ever in life. Okay, what was that? Diane Williamson, I'm finna help you out. Okay, really quick, I'm about to help you out. You say you've been taking all this medicine and you still suffering. I'm about to tell you why. Okay, remember that this is spiritual, right? This is psychological, way before it becomes physiological. Okay, all right. Oh, she don't want to talk, then that's fine. You can DM me, Diane, and we'll get with you. You can DM me and we'll get you the information that you need. All right, but I was gonna help you out right there. Gut issues as a kid. Having gut issues as a kid, if you're talking about as a baby, then you got it from your mama them. But if you're talking about you contracting it maybe around 13 or older, then it's just because of, you got a bad gut flora, right? So I don't know. You can be dealing with a lot of dairy, all right? You can be had a lot of protein. And what's happening is, I told you guys, with these bad food combinations, you start to fluctuate the stomach acid. Some of y'all stomach acid can be too low, too acidic. And some of it can be too alkaline, too watered down, right? So it's not breaking down food properly. It's not doing all these things. And a lot of babies are getting it. That's why when you see somebody lactose intolerant, it already means gut issues. Okay? What do you use for leg pain? You'll still be using what I teach you for leg pain. You got to know why you're getting leg pain. Thank you, Tam Tam. It's cancer for me. So when it's talking about cancer, it's grief and depression, Tam Bam. Grief and depression, okay? Sadness or loss. You got to go back to when you got diagnosed, right? When you got diagnosed, there's things happening in your life before you got the diagnosis, and that's what it's going to be, okay? I have high blood pressure, sweet pieces. That's nothing but your life. Your life is you're still unstable in a lot of different ways in your life. Financially, relationship-wise, there's still some instability going on in your life when it comes to your finances or your relationship, or just how you want life to be in general, like your actual want, needs, and desires. They're just not being met. And that's causing you to be depressed and anxiety, and that's causing high blood pressure. But high blood pressure medication ain't going to change your life. So you'll be on high blood pressure medication for the rest of your life until you put those other things in play. Okay? My feet stay cold. Is that iron deficiency? It could be neuropathy as well. So you want to watch out for your neuropathy. Watch out for your blood sugar and stuff like that. All right. But if you're having nervous system conditions, you want to watch out. It may be some attachment issues that I feel like you're dealing with. Sarah I-N-Y. Sarah I-N-Y. So attachment issues. Okay. Wow, you're a really great teacher. Thank you very much. Pre-diabetic doesn't mean nothing but you are pre-self-control issues. So if you don't get a handle on your self-control issues, T, you're going to run right into being a full-blown diabetic.
So this pre-diabetic is just letting you know that you got to start stopping yourself from this tater chip crave, this donut crave, this bread crave, whatever pasta crave, whatever it is causing you to have this influctuation is psychological, and I think it's more self-control, T. And once you get that done, you'll be good to go. Okay. Stage 2 chronic kidney in both is the worst, but no medicine. Chronic pain all over my entire body. So you've never gotten that fixed. Well, if you don't never get the first thing fixed, then it becomes a gateway to all these other stuff, right? That's why I asked you about the first thing. Some of this stuff is happening to us when we look 13, 12, 10, 7, and it's never asthma. You still got asthma as a kid. It never is going to turn into something else. If you're still dealing with these things young and you've been diagnosed, you haven't been cured. So it's going to cause something else. Okay? And that's the problem. Y'all don't know how to heal this shit, but you got to go in the mind. Dandruff, man, all you need to use is go get you some. I mean, I don't really like Head and Shoulders, but you can go get you some Head and Shoulders, and then put some witch hazel in there. You're going to do some witch hazel. Well, better yet, just do it like this. Just put you some tea tree oil in your shampoo. Whatever shampoo you use, you ain't even got to use Head and Shoulders. Whatever shampoo, I say baby shampoo. Get you some baby shampoo, put tea tree oil in it, right? And then that's your shampoo. And then what you're going to do is treat your hair with witch hazel before you do your shampoo. So you're going to treat your hair. You're going to scratch your scalp, and you're going to put that witch hazel in there. What witch hazel is going to do is going to constrict the blood flow and the blood vessels, in which ultimately is going to dry all of that dandruff up and cleanse your skin. Witch hazel is a cleanser. So we're using it for its vasodilation, its vasoconstriction, and we're using it for its cleansing so that we can stop the dandruff from being produced by the vasoconstriction. And then we're going to cleanse it with the witch hazel, and then you're going to treat it with the tea tree oil and the baby shampoo. And that's how you get rid of dandruff, Jay Parker. But the flip side of that, man, is you too toxic. It's coming at you. Thyroid and blurred vision, sunshine. You got doubt and trust issues. Okay? Doubt and trust issues. And then you also got some delusion and some loneliness going on. So doubt and trust issues, delusion and loneliness is what's causing the thyroid and the vision. Because the pituitary gland is going to be the perspective. That's going to be your eyes, because you got to be able to see. So your perspective on life is being clouded, is being blurry. And it's starting to cause blurry vision because your perspective has gotten blurry. You done been through some stuff that done got you ain't seeing straight. Literally and spiritually. And that's why you got that in your eyes. You fix that and correct that, you fix the problem. So thankful for the HerbMan Show. I'm learning so much. Oh, man, I love you guys. There's absolutely nothing that you can do about it. Edema, foot, ankle swelling. T, again, being too emotional. You're creating too much mucus in your body. Okay? So now you also emotional as well. So there are a lot of things going on psychologically that we need to talk to you about to get you back into wellness 101, right? So get your owner's manual for that little funky measly $50. That way we ain't got to be chasing all around because you got 50 million stuff going on. We just need your birthday and let nature tell us what you need, all right? Constantly pain I've been dealing with for years. And that's another thing too. The hypothalamus also works with all of that. The frequency of pain, all that stuff you didn't know, that's a hypothalamus thing as well. It's a nervous system thing as well. Right? So we got to see what's going on with your fear. We got to see what's going on with your worrying. All right. And then we also need to be seeing what's going on in your life when it comes to your attachment issues, your self-control issues, stones. Okay. Any kind of pains or anything like that is going to be grief and depression. What causes the underactive thyroid gland, doubt, and trust issues. I'm 44. I'm experiencing an influx of acne on my face. Any kind of skin issues mean that you're too emotional. You're going through too much emotional stuff. And it's got something to do with home and family. T take over TikTok too. Okay. Every time you breaking out is because you got something going on in the home and family, either with your mama them or with your children them. And that's what's causing you to break out. All right. Same thing with you too, T. Same thing with you too. Okay, you either got something going on in the family, or you got somebody getting on your nerves over there, causing that ankle to swell and the feet. Yeah. The first gift they've ever sent. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. What is the owner's manual? The owner's manual is your blueprint. It serves as a guide. It's going to help you find yourself. A lot of us are lost in this paradigm. So we just need to know where we at and where we're going, or where we at and where we're trying to get to. That's it. And so with your birthday, just with a birthday, we're able to show you exactly where you come from and then where you are currently. So that's going to help serve as a guide for you to understand what these lessons are in life, what tools you need to be using to get through these lessons of life, and vice versa, right? And the herbs and the foods and everything that you need to be doing per se who you are based on that birthday. And you can't get no more nutrition list, no dietary program. You can't get no more program than what the program provides from your birthday. You can't get no better program. You can't go to nobody else and get them to write you something up. Nutrition, dietitian, I need to know what these minerals, that mineral. You can't get no better than what this produces for you from a birthday, not from your credit card number, not from your bank account number, not from your social security number, from your birthday. You think you'd be my spiritual mentor? Whatever you want me to be, man, I'll be, man. You know, I can't be dedicated to anybody personally, but you can come on here every day, man, and soak up what I'm giving, bro. You know, I give you all of me. I cry on here. I'm going to laugh with you. I'm going to shoot and chuck and jive with you. You know what I mean? But we, at the end of the day, we're about the business of creating this utopia in humanity. My biggest job is to make you a big health advocate and also a big earth advocate. We need to be able to preserve this history, this knowledge, and these herbs and these foods, because shit is what's keeping us alive, just to be quite honest and quite frank with you guys, all right? And so if we don't get our tail tucked off between our legs and start to really open our eyes to the synergy that's between earth and man and this symbiotic relationship that we got to be able to keep maintain and have, you can't forget about this department, okay? While you're in here living and while you're being selfish with your life and just coming into the paradigm, taking a piece and getting the fuck on, you want to pay homage back to what gave you life here too, and nature has a big part of that. Your mama had you, but what maintained you is Mama Nature, okay? Your mama had you, but what maintained you is Mama Nature, okay? Say the food is making us ill. No, I believe that is not the food that is making us ill. The food is not making us ill, okay? I'm gonna let my students teach you this. Whoever just said that, I'm gonna let my students teach you this, but I will put this out here, E. Taylor, for you, okay? Out of eating, drinking, thinking, and feeling, okay? Out of eating, drinking, thinking, and feeling. Which one are you doing the most of in a 24-hour span? Okay, E. Taylor, out of eating, drinking, thinking, and feeling, which one of them are you doing the most of? Okay, Twyla said thinking. Foxy 57 thinking. The Duchess said thinking. These are a lot of my students here. Naomi 79, Manny 78. See, these are people who've been tuning in, so they know that it ain't eating. You're not consuming enough of this food for it to really kill you at the rate that it can. There's a reason why you can still eat this food and live, because it's not the big culprit. So what is the big culprit is this thinking and feeling, because you're doing this all the time. Remember, I just told you that even though you're sitting down at the computer, your brain is still working and you're still usurping energy. You're still utilizing energy. You're still alive and you're still thriving, even though you may not be out there on the pulpwood truck. You may not be at the airport throwing baggage. You may not be at the construction site, but you're still using energy when you're using your brain. So my point to you is that you're still creating toxicity, because remember that the cells need energy and it's going to create waste. So you still need a tip-top waste removal system, even if you're just a brainiac. And that's what you're not understanding. So because if I can keep you consuming in this area, you're still going to have a short life expectancy. That's what you don't know, but that's what I'm revealing to you guys. I'm trying to teach you. If I can keep you consuming here, You keep thinking here. That's why the diets are not working. That's why I'm teaching you holistic. If you thought that what you've been hearing worked, then why it ain't working? Why hasn't Christ worked? Why hasn't the fruitarian diet worked? We've been knowing about eating fruits. We've been knowing about eating this and that, and these things are not working. And it's because it's man's intellect on what you needed, it's not nature's understanding of what you need. That's all. Some of this stuff you got to be able to go back and talk to God. Some of this stuff somebody got to be able to go to talk to mama. Who amongst us to really go and really politic and petition to nature on our behalf? We used to. So spirituality is deep. You got to be able to get a relationship with nature. That's spirituality. That's where this thing sprung from. It ain't spring from your relationship with another man. How much you love somebody else's life. It sprung from man and land. That was spirituality. Who know how to talk to the land? Who knows how to talk to God? That's all. Whoever do it, go to them. Because they're going to be the ones that help you. And this is one of those things, okay? It's one of those things. What's the answer? What you looking for? So I meant the chemicals in our food. Now I'm talking about the chemicals in your thoughts, though. See, that's what I'm trying to get you to see. It ain't nobody ain't doing nothing to you. It's you doing it to you. So you say somebody is poisoning your food, E-Taylor, then the first thing I'm going to say is, are you gardening? Because if you gardening, ain't nobody poisoning your food. You growing your own food. So then that becomes the state, again, your mind state. How can you be eating poisonous food? How can you be drinking poisonous water? If you feel like the food is poisonous, what are you doing about it? That's the owner's manual. That's what we're trying to get you guys to see. How you change your situation. Don't be complaining, change. Embrace change, and then you can use change for your own situations. Once you embrace it. But if you're not embracing it, then you'll never change the foods. You'll only complain. Okay? So it is not the food. It is your thoughts. Your thoughts is running way more chemicals through your body than any. You're not eating enough for that to happen. But you're thinking all the time. You're feeling all the time. This stuff is going on. I'm trying to promote a diet of your thoughts and feelings. I'm not promoting a diet of nothing else. The thoughts and feelings is what we need to create a diet on. How much of you're consuming? Social media, in your life, in your environmental stimuli, at your job, in your schools, with your kids, with your relationships, in your community. How much of this can you think you can consume without resting the mind? Okay? Without resting the mind. Got it. Thoughts is the key. Yes, there you go. I'm gonna stay on you until you get it. That's what we got to do. We stay on you until you get it. Now, when we talk about thoughts and feelings being the key, now we understanding the psychoneuroimmunology part of it. Now we get the hypothalamus part of it. Now we get the spirit and the body, the mind and the body connection part of it. Now we get the understanding that this is what needs to be facilitated. Then now, come on, people. Now go ahead and go tell somebody that the real thing is coming, right? The real education on how to heal, the real education on how to get rich, the real education on how to live in this paradigm has finally presented itself. But you got to be able to go back to nature. And even in the biggest names on the block, your Hippocrates, right, or your Hippocrates told you that. I can pull it up now. I got the receipt that you can't even call yourself a doctor without having knowledge of the cosmos. That's what he said, not me. That's his quote. That you couldn't even call yourself a physician without having the knowledge of the cosmos. And we're going back to that. You can't be working on me in any kind of capacity without an understanding of nature, of my nature and of nature, so that I can work in alignment with who I am and with what is around me. If you quit the anger, then we got to teach you about going to the lion. Because if you quit the anger and you go over there to lion, your ass gonna get into a fight every time. If you quit to run, then we got to get you over here to the cheetahs and to the gazelles, so we can get you to run with your crew. But what you can't do is keep trying to think that that one way is going to help in the way you end. And again, I tell y'all about battery charging. You got a positive and a negative. It's okay for your body to be in a negative situation, but your mind can't be there. Two negatives don't create the charge, which means they don't create the change. Two positives don't create the charge, which means they don't create the change. What are you saying? Two men together don't create a baby. Two women together don't create a baby. So they don't change their situation. It'll still just be them two. But when you put a man and a woman, when you put a positive to a negative, when you put a male in on a female end, you got the connection that's needed to get you some water in your water hole, to turn your car on, to resurrect the toy that didn't work because it needed a new battery. You see that once you replace the charge, you create the change, and you resurrect your pockets, your finances. You can resurrect your relationship status, and you can resurrect your sickness and your body status. All of this by understanding what we're working with. And we're giving you all of this information that I've been giving you over years. We're giving it all to you in one application, which is called the Owner's Manual. All right. I am the most in tune. Okay, White Raven. Thank you for that, because that lets me know that you're not. But okay. Person that says they're the most in tune, that lets you know that they're not. Because I'm going to tell you, what station is nature on? If you in tune, what station is nature on? Because nature got a station. And I can have one of my students teach you this. So paranoia is thyroid issues as well. Doubt and trust issues, yes. Doubt and trust issues, conspiracy theorists, paranoia, feeling like people are out to get you, can't trust nobody. Yes, it will mess with your thyroid, O-dub. Fear, self-doubt, procrastination, and extreme anxiety equals just yes and no. It's more about the comfortability with the changes and patterns of nature. If you're fighting against the waves of life because you so pissed off at change happening, right? Your mama was here, now she's not. Your dad was here, now it's not. Your cousin was here, now it's not. People die coming into the paradigm. So people are afraid of change. They hate change. You'll see even on your job, when you get a new manager, all the employees are pissed off. And when you get new employees, all the managers are pissed off. And so you start to see that people just don't like when shit changes. But what's happening is you're subconsciously not embracing change. So you get mad when she leaves. You got mad when they left. You got mad when this don't happen. You got mad when that happened to you. So you're always mad at change. You want something to last forever. You're looking at lifetime things. But what I'm trying to get you to learn is your life needs to be the lifetime thing. Way before you try to attach something to yourself for a lifetime, you first need to understand how to create lifetime within you. How you gonna want somebody for a lifetime when you're gonna die? You want somebody to be with you forever, but you got a time limit on you. You create the forever within you and then teach this foreverness. Then you can have something for forever. If I want a wife everlasting, I ain't planning on my wife dying. Death is leaving my wife. But if I want everlasting, I got to learn how to live everlasting. And then I'm going to teach her how to live everlasting. Then I might have an ability to be everlasting. Outside of that, you're talking in time codes. And we got to get out of that. We got to get out of the time code talking stuff. Okay? Can't talk in time. Man is 78 just told you what it was, right? 7.8 hertz. Okay? That's when you tuned in. When you're at 7.8 hertz. And that's when you meditate or you sleep. And you ain't doing neither here on the live. How can I get the owner's manual? Clavern, Bernard, just DM me. DM me, and then we'll get you that information. Moderator, please get the information to Clavern, Bernard, please. Ron Ellis, I love it. Yes. So I appreciate all you guys, man. But this is what we do every day in and out of this particular paradigm. We're teaching you guys about how to heal. Anybody got any questions on how to heal themselves? Anybody? Everybody good? Everybody good? If everybody's good, then let me show you how these things work here for a few of you guys. If you guys want to come up on the chat, and you want to give me a birthday so we can show you how the owner's manual operates, that is fine, but you must be able to say me and come up on the live. All right, I'm gonna give a couple of you guys an opportunity to come up. If you are dealing with health issues, you're gonna run to the front of the line. Okay, if you're dealing with health issues, you're gonna run to the front of the line. Valerie Miller, DM me. Ron Ellis, DM me, and we'll get you guys what you need as far as the owner's manual. Okay. All right, you guys have been invitated, so come on in. Hello, welcome to the HerbMan Show. How can I help you?
Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Okay, I have a question about
Yes.
breast restoration after breastfeeding. I am a mother of 5, and I feel like it's just deflation and muscle loss.
Ask me that question again. You're a little low. You said something about breastfeeding.
I'm sorry. I said I have a question about breast restoration after breastfeeding, after parenthood. I have 5 children, my youngest being 2. And I'm just wondering, how do women maintain the fullness of the breast after breastfeeding? I'm told that it's just like no hope.
Well, you talking about skin tightening?
Skin tightening, it's just like a deflation. I'm just wondering, is it like iron deficiency or something that's missing out of the body?
I mean, obviously you're gonna have some stuff missing. If you got 5 kids, they done been vampiring on you, right? So you got to make sure that you got to make sure that you put back in the nutrients, and you got to put back in all those types of things. You know what I'm saying? So, but the biggest thing is to look at some of these skin tightening stuff, like castor oil, been very good for scar tissue. Castor oil, drinking your fluids, drinking your liquids, especially your waters, can also help with skin tightening. What else? I think there is one more that I'm trying to show you. Also, if you can do like aloe vera, Irish sea moss, right? You start putting that stuff on your skin, the seedness, the saltiness from that also start to tighten your skin. So it's just about using certain products externally to do it. And then also, you know, if you're just dealing with, I'm pretty sure you don't want to be breastfeeding anymore. You got plans on continuing to breastfeed or what?
No, I'm done.
Oh, you say you're done? Okay, so if you're done, yeah, you can start doing all those. The biggest thing would be castor oil, rubbing oil on yourself that way, and then drinking the water, and then just making sure that you are, you know, providing those things for the skin to tighten it up. Witch hazel, all those types of stuff. All these tissue oils can really start to get the scar tissue, the stretch marks, and all that. Once the stretch marks leave and the scar tissue go, and then and you're drinking enough water and all that, the skin should be able to tighten itself back up. Now, as far as being full and all of that, that's just going to be about how you transition some of that fat being produced into muscle. So you may need to start doing some, you know, some push-ups and stuff like that. That also would lift the breast as well.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. All right, peace. Tam, you next. What's happening?
Hello, yes. Thank you for all of the information that you continuously share with us.
Yes,
I
no
wanted
doubt.
to do my birth date and also find out about inflammation.
Okay, inflammation. All right, give me 1 second here. What is your birthday?
March 11th, 1970.
3/11/1970.
Yes.
3/11/70. Okay. All right, let me see if I can make this a little bit more visual. So what we do here is we use terminology that goes with the owner's manual. So this is your manufacturing date. Okay. Every owner's manual got a manufacturing date, model number, serial numbers. You find this on all the pieces of equipment. You also come with one as well. So how we get your model number is we break this birthday down like we would do a life path number. So you would say 3 plus 11 is going to be 14. 1 plus 4 is going to be 5. So the difference between the month and the date gives us the number 5. So remember that one. Okay. 1970 is eventually going to end up being 17. So 1 plus 7 is going to be 8. 8 plus 5 is going to be 13. 1 plus 3 is going to be 4. So that means that you are a model for a woman. Now, born 3/11 from 2/21 to 3/21 is normally going to be Pisces, okay? Pisces are going to be the water element. Every Pisces on the planet has an alter ego, which is going to be a Virgo. So that's your Earth. Okay, and then the 4 is going to be representative of the air element. Okay, so off the rip, that lets me know that you are very emotional, be a very good friend, very good confidant to your people around you. You could also be a little consumptive as well. I'm always needing to be doing stuff that matters to you the most because this earth element in you. The air element also shows me a high sense of being open-minded, being very spiritually endowed as well. So that's very good. I can also see, because the air is your element, even though you are a water sign, you work well with the air, which means that's why you talk to yourself in the car, you talk to yourself walking around the house, is because you have this sensation ability with the air. So incense, going outdoors, all these things will help you in your prayer life, in your meditative life, in your manifestations. All right. Okay. All right. So now we see that you're born in 3/11. So let's say you did 10 days of Pisces. So that means 3 years. Okay. So you did 3 years of Pisces right here. You're currently going to be what, 55?
That's correct.
All right, so you got 3 years here. Each one of these life lessons are going to be a 10-year lifespan, right? They all going to equal out to have 10 years. So if you did 3 years of Pisces, that means 13. Okay, when it comes to Aries, 23, 33, 43, 53, and then this one would be 63. And you are 55. So that lets me know you are 2 years into Virgo. So for the last 2 years, you've either been dealing with health and fitness issues, or you've been highly sensitive to getting your health and fitness in order in these last 2 years. Am I correct?
You're correct.
Okay, so that's where you are. So my point to you is that's why you've been like that, because that's where you are. Now, this is going to last you 10 years. So you got 8 more years to be focused on health and fitness before you start transitioning into other things in your life. Now, I'm going to tell you this too. You are coming into a hard transition. Okay, this transition is going to be from the summer to the fall of life, right? So in this transition, watch your health. Also, I do see some kind of relationship here as well. Either you're coming into one or you're finna come out of one. Okay, so I'm just putting that out there. Now, also for the last 2 years too, if you are dealing with current issues, anything currently, like something new that's been going on within them last 2 years, I'm gonna say that it's going to be something dealing with your appetite. Something dealing with your appetite changes, or it could be something dealing with coordination issues. Okay, coordination issues, meaning you can feel imbalance, vertigo, things like that. So you want to watch out for those if those have been a problem. If they've not been a problem, then the biggest thing that you need to worry about is grief and depression. The way you handle grief and depression is going to be big when it comes to your immune system. Okay. Any immune system issues. When I say immune system issues, I'm also talking inflammatory. When I say immune system issues, I'm also talking infection. Okay. So when I say immune system issues, I'm also talking autoimmune issues. Okay. And then another one that you got to watch out for dealing with grief and depression would be breathing issues, things going on with your respiratory issues. Right. So you got those things that you need to be the biggest tendencies. You got your current things that you want to be watching out for. You are in the low tide, so you are at the point where you can physically get out and start doing things. So that's fine, but you are going to transition from that physical PT test to your spiritual test. Now, these next 60 years that you finna get granted, you need to learn how to be more magnetic, draw things closer to you, bring things closer to you. You don't need to be out here still trying to run a marathon with this body. We're going to preserve it by starting to activate our intuition, and you're starting to go through this transition as we speak. By the time you hit 63, you'll be into your spiritual prowess, and that's where you want to start praying and manifesting more than going out here trying to do it physically. Okay,
thank you so much.
All right, if you need anything else, just let us know. Obviously, you get more information when you get your owner's manual. All right.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
Peace. Yes,
Have a
ma'am.
good day.
You too. All right. Well, who's next on here? Who we got? Paul Waller.
Yeah. How you doing?
Paul Wall. What's happening, man? How you doing?
Yeah, it's Waller.
Yo, Paul. Yeah. I seen it. I was just trying to hit you with that Texas talk.
Okay, I got you.
Yes, sir. How can I help?
My date of June 1st, 1979.
Are you dealing with health issues?
I'm not really dealing with health issues, but I'm trying to get my stomach to go down. I whatever I do, it doesn't want to go down. I don't know what it is, but I'm not dealing with it.
You gotta stop eating.
I don't really eat. I stopped eating meat and everything like that.
That's how it go down, man. So how I do this, bro, is when I have time, I can do folks like you, man. But right now, we're trying to get some of these people that are burdened and heavy laden with issues, just trying to get them a little starter kit of what to be able to start going toward and look out for. You know, maybe I do something else a little later for people who just want to know where they at in life. But for right now, the little free time I am doing this, I want to try to get as many people as I can who actually got issues. All right.
All right.
Yes, sir. All right. Peace.
Peace.
All right, Chastity. Welcome to the HerbMan Show. How can I help you?
Hey, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself? Are you dealing with any health issues?
Yeah, I have thyroid issues.
I didn't tell you to tell me. I just told you to say yes or no.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Right,
I apologize.
Just give me your birthday. Let's go.
December 2nd, 1986.
December 2nd, 86, right?
Yes, sir.
So we're going to break this down like we did before here. So 12 plus 2 is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. So out of your month and date, we got the number 5. Remember that, all right? So now 1986 is going to end up being 18 plus 6. That's going to be 24. 2 and 4 is 6. So 6 and 5 is 11. Right? So you are a model 11 woman. The other one was a model 4. You're a model 11. So that's what we let you know. Everybody ain't the same, okay? So then now from 1121 to 1221 is going to make you a Sagittarius, right? So that's your fire. Every Sagittarius on the planet, alter ego, is a Gemini. That's the air. Okay? The 11 is going to be the water element. Right? So right here, you're a fire, air, water. Again, very intelligent, very open-minded, and very emotional person. Could be a good friend to people. Very, very smart. Look like you can have a little bit of some overthinking that's caused you some sleep issues. You also, if you're dealing with an air condition, it's going to be the immune system and all that type of stuff that we just discussed. If you're dealing with water issues, then it's going to be meaning that you can be full of sinus issues, mucus buildup in the body, lymphatic issues, tumors, swellings, edema, skin issues, etc., right? Now, your biggest spiritual tendency is going to be guilt and unforgiveness. How you handle guilt and unforgiveness is going to mean the world, because it can mess with your reproductive system. Okay, and then it can also mess with your growth and development. All right, this just the biggest one. Okay, that's just the biggest one. Now we also got some other stuff that we could pull out. I could pull out a whole bunch of stuff out of just these 3. All right, you got attachment issues, you got self-control issues here, you got grief and depression here, and then you got the growth and development and the reproductive system here out of these 3. So there's a lot of different tendencies that you can walk into. I wish that you don't walk into none, but obviously we can walk into some when we don't know this information, and that's why the owner's manual was so important. Now let's map you out real quick to get you where you need to be. So you are Sagittarius, so we know you right here. Sagittarius ends in what, the 21st? Let's see. Let me get the real closeout date on the Sag. Yes, December the 21st, right? So that means you did 19 days. You did 19 days. Somebody please mute your screen there for me. So you did 19 days. So that's 3 years. So that's 10, and then you got 3 years here basically. So because that's 3, 6, 9. So that's 3 years, 3 years. So you did 9 years of Sag. Right? You did 9 years of Sag. You're currently what, 29?
Yeah, I'll be 29 on my birthday.
29, right? Okay. So then 9, 19, 29. So you're right here in Aquarius. Well, you'll be 29 this year. So you're right here in Aquarius. So you're closing out something. Something that just ended. There's something that changed with your friend group or what you were trying to do with somebody when it comes to some kind of community-based or some kind of give-back organization. All right. Because you're coming into your last year here. So there's some change that happened to that, but you're moving into the Pisces area. So that Pisces, because you're on your last one. So when you turn 29, you're going to be going into Pisces. So you only have a few more months. Coming into Pisces, right? This is going to be a very spiritual time for you. There's going to be some things happening to you that you had no knowledge of, that it ain't your fault that is happening, but it's going to happen, but it's going to teach you about intuition and discernment, okay? So don't be afraid of it. It's going to teach you about discernment and everything like that. Now, if you've been...
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Oh, look, background noise. I apologize.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
If you're dealing with something currently right now within the last few years that we just been discussing, then I want you to be more focused in on things dealing with your movements, okay? Your movements, and then also your circulation.
Okay.
Your movements and your circulation, that's kind of what you're dealing with, but that's, like I said, that's changing. You finna get on up into the first Pisces. Now, when you get to Pisces, then it's gonna be your coordination. Okay, you can start having coordination issues. So I don't know if you've been having movement issues or walking around issues or what. But that's what we're seeing right there. But again, that's coming to an end. The biggest thing here is that you're in the high tide of life. You're in your most highest time. You're in your most highest season. You need to make sure that you're praying, manifesting, and that you're meditating more now and drawing things closer to you through your dreams. You don't have to be out here trying to do a whole lot because you're in this season. And look, this is about to end. 10 more years, you're going to be over here. That's going to be requiring you to do more things with your body. So here we want you to make sure that you're practicing on being discerning, practicing on focusing, concentrating, and you'll be okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Now, if you needed the herbs and everything for whatever conditions you got, when you get your owner's manual, obviously it'll give you the rundown on what foods, what herbs, what activities, what spiritual things, and all the rest of the stuff that I couldn't put up here because I ain't got that much room. You'll get all of that in your owner's manual.
Okay, awesome. Now, how do I get that information? I just DM you for the information?
Yeah, you just DM me, and then it'll come in a nice little format for you. That way you can keep it, and then every time that you need something, you can go back to this to know how to get back into balance.
Awesome. I appreciate you, my brother.
Ma'am.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. All right, peace.
All right, peace.
All right, who else we got next on here? Faye.
You brought me? I don't know.
I got you. Faye, welcome to the HerbMan Show. How can I help?
Hey, HerbMan. Yeah, I want to do my birthday. It is December 7th.
You got
72.
health? You got health issues?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 12/7/72.
Yes.
Okay, 12/7/72. So we got to get this model number down. So we're going to do 12 and 7 is going to be 19. 1 plus 9 is going to be 10. 1 plus 0 is going to be 1. Okay, so out of your month and date, we got the number 1. Let's remember that. Okay. Next, we got 1972 that's going to eventually end up being 17 plus 2, which is also going to be 19. 9 plus 1 is going to be a 10. 1 plus 0. So you got a 1 and a 1 is going to make you a model 2. Okay. So right now we've had 3 women up. 3 women are all a little bit different in their own ways. Okay. You two also would be considered a Sagittarius. So that's going to be the fire. Every Sagittarius got that Gemini in them. So that's your air. And this 2 is also going to represent the water element. Okay. So she was an 11 that ended up being a 2. You are a 2. Both of those are synonymous with each other. This is still going to be the same thing. Guilt and unforgiveness. Right? How you handle this can also hamper your reproductive system. Okay, so if you don't know how to handle this is going to affect your ability to be fertile, your ability to having tumor growth, cancers, growth and development issues. All of this stuff comes out of this particular guilt and unforgiveness. Okay. So you want to be careful here. Also, you can have eyesight issues. You can have problems with your eyes, eye injuries, and all kind of stuff can happen based on this as well. So you got to be careful here. Now let's go ahead and track you. So you also were Sagittarius, and you did, we're going to say you did 14 days, okay? So you did 14 days. That's going to say 3 years, 4 years, and 4 months, okay? So you did 4 years and 4 months of Sag. And you are currently 7 years older than me, so what that make you, 53?
I'll be 53, yes, this year.
You be 53. So you got, so we'll say 52. So 4 years and 4 months, 14 years and 4 months, 24 years and 4 months, 34 years and 4 months, 44 years and 4 months, 54 years and 4 months is right here. And you are about to turn 53 this year. So you got about another year and 4 months to maintain your Taurus state. In your Taurus state, yes, you're in the high tide. You are still being required to have some physical power in your body because this is the PT test. So you'll see there are a lot of things that are causing you to have to go out and do. But you're also in the last phase of Taurus. So there's some things changing to change you out of Taurus into your next lesson. But Taurus should have been good for you. You should have got, you should have seen very good gains in your personal possessions. Okay. Within these last, I'm going to say, so you've been there eight some change. So the last 8 years, you should have seen some change, some growth and development in your personal possessions. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So that's where we at. Now you're at the end of that. So things are going to change. It don't mean you're going to lose anything. It just means that you're changing out of that into another lesson. Taurus is trying to show you the beauty in things. You should have seen the beauty in things coming through this last 10 years. Now, when you go through the next Gemini, it's going to be showing you about boredom versus passion and about relaxation versus always trying to do something. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you finna start seeing that that's what you're going into. So you only got 1 more year and a quarter of this. But remember, the biggest thing is this is going to require a lot of physical exertion. So you need to be physically fit.
Okay.
Okay. Any other question that you got?
Nope. I think that's
what
good.
you really want to know.
As far as my herbs and all that stuff, I can get that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
From you.
Oh yeah. I mean, obviously you're gonna get that, but you're gonna get way more information as well. Because when I seen the earth, water, and fire, so we got to give you all and everything. So I can't do it because the board too little and we don't have enough time. Right. But yeah, that's so you get way more information. You get your herbs, you get your foods, and also when it comes to the spiritual tendencies, we show you how to maintain those as well.
Got you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you.
Right. Okay. Take care.
You too. All right. All right, you guys, if you guys are interested in the owner's manual, please DM me. We'll get you the information that you need. It looks like the Fibonacci sequence. All of it is frequency. So yes, the Fibonacci actually is this. This is not the Fibonacci. Sunflower, welcome to the HerbMan Show. How can I help?
Hello, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm good.
Good.
So you need my name and date of birth?
Nah, I just need a date of birth, but I first want to ask you, do you got some health issues?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, what's your birthday?
March 28th, 1985.
March 28th, 85. Okay, so let's go ahead and break you down. Let's see what kind of model of a woman you are. So 3 and 28 is going to be 31. 3 and 1 is going to be 4. So we got 4 out of the month and date of your birthday. So remember the number 4. When we come to 1985, is eventually going to be 18 plus 5, which is going to be 23. 3 and 2 is going to be 5. So 5 and 4 is going to make 9. So you are model 9. Now you see I've had 4 or 5 women, but all y'all are not the same models. Okay. And that's what we need to be more specific on when we're trying to do this holistic healing. Okay. That's what we got to be more specific on. All right. So now when you're talking about, please mute your mic, whoever that is, because I ain't invite nobody up. So I don't know how you come up here. All right. So 321 to 421 is going to be an Aries. So that's your fire. Every Aries at the sound of my voice, alter ego is a Libra. So that's your air. Okay, that's your air. The number 9 is also going to represent the fire element. So you're a candle girl. You got candles all in your house. Okay. You're a candle girl. So because of the fire, but also because of this dual fire, you really got to be careful about your nervous system, and you really got to be careful about your digestive system. So you're very prone to have sleep issues, mood issues, nervous system issues, and also digestive issues, aka blood sugar. Okay, so the biggest thing that you want to be careful about spiritually, though, is going to be your attachment issues. Okay, your attachment issues, if not dealt with properly, can run you into those nervous system issues again. Okay, sleep issues, etc., etc. All right. Also, I'm gonna just put this up here. It can also digestive can be a problem as well. All right. So watch your attachment issues. Now let's go ahead and track you in here. So you are an Aries. We know that. You only missed 7 days of Aries. So that means that you did, if you missed 7 days of Aries, we'll say you did 23. Okay. So here it is, 3 years, 6 years, 7 years. So you did 7 years of Aries. You are currently what, 40?
Yes.
Okay. So you did 7 years of Aries. So you're gonna do 17. Each one of these life lessons is 10 years. So 17, 27, 37, 47, right? So this right here makes 47, and you are 40. So you're 3 years in the Leo. So you're in a good time of life. Leo's pretty good for everybody. And you're fairly young, but whatever you're skillful at right now, like whatever you're really good at, you're really good at it. And I think that in this next 10 years, you're gonna probably make as much money as you could probably ever make in your life. Okay. But whatever you're doing, you love to do it, you do it well, and you can provide a life for yourself, especially now. Like from 37 to 47, you need to get to the bag. Okay, that's where you're at. Now, if you're dealing with health issues, because you're only 3 years in, you got about 4 more months left in this area. Because each one of those lasts 3 years and 4 months, okay, to make up 10 years. All right, so you got 4 months, but if you're dealing with anything currently, it would be something dealing with the heart issue, or it's something dealing with your arms. Something going on with the arms in the last 3 years, or something going on with the heart. So if that's not the case, that's a good thing, but that can pop up, okay? Heart issues can pop up during these 10 years, and things can pop up with your limbs, like with your legs, your arms, and your ankles, and all that type of stuff. So you want to be careful right here, okay? So I'm just giving you the health stuff to watch out for, as well as the life stuff, if you can see. Now, you are still in the low tide, which still means that it's going to require you to be physically fit, because you're still doing some things that you got to do physically, okay? That means you're going to have your health at an all-time high to pass this PT test, okay? The biggest things, though, is going to be what we talked about there, and for you to understand that you're still in this high tide moment, this low tide moment. Get out here as much as you can. Get out here in these elements, move your body, stay physically fit, and stay on point. You got any questions?
So what do you do? I keep hearing you say something about a manual.
Yeah, so your owner's manual, that's what you DM me for, and we'll get you all the information on you. So basically, that comes with your food, herbs, everything. It comes with more stuff that I can't put up here because I'm the lack of size and time. But yeah, it comes with way more stuff about you personally, and then it's about how you get back into balance with nature. All we're really trying to do is give you your tendencies so you'll know yourself a little bit better, and then you got to fit that into the changing patterns of life so you don't keep fighting against stuff. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna leave you with this. The biggest life lesson that Leo is trying to show you is it's okay to show your heart.
I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Make
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Peace, peace. Son T, how can I help you? Welcome to the HerbMan Show.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm going to do my birthday.
Okay. Do you have health issues?
Yes.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. Let us put you down here. So everybody's understanding how we doing this and how this goes, right? That nature knows you. A lot of the stuff that you're going through is not by accident. It's by ignorance, okay? You just don't know that was traffic up ahead. You don't know that was going in a divorce. You don't know that you was finna be born in a family that don't have no money. But you can change these things as we continue to understand our power within. What's your birthday?
4/10/94.
All right, 4/10/1994. All right. So we're going to do this thing and see what kind of model of a woman you are. So from 4 to 10 is going to be 14, and then 1 and 4 is going to be 5. So based on your month and your date, we've gotten the number 5. Remember that as we move on. All right. 1994 is eventually going to end up being 19 plus 4, which is going to be 23. 2 and 3 is 5. 5 and 4 is 9. So you are the same as the young lady who just left. Finally, we got somebody the same. So from 321 to 421 is an Aries again. Okay, Aries again. So Aries is going to be that fire sign. Every Aries alter ego is a Libra. So that's your air. The 9 is going to represent the fire. Okay, so you are also the same. Fire, fire, air. Watch your nervous system. Watch your digestive system. The biggest spiritual tendency is going to also be attachment issues. Attachment issues are the biggest things to get over emotionally. Okay, we can find guilt and unforgiveness. We can find loneliness and stress and worry. We can find doubt and trust, and we can find delusion, and we can find a lot of stuff. But it's an ability in us to hold on to our own wants, needs, and desires. And so therefore, those attachment issues are going to be the hardest ones. All right, and that's why they cause the restlessness, and that's why they call the mood issues and the sleep issues, and that's why they call the nervous system issues, because this is very big part of not only you physically, but also you mentally, what you think of yourself. All right. Now, 410, we know you did about 11 days. So 11 days means that you did 3 years and 4 months. Okay, you did 3 years and 4 months. You are currently what? How old are you? 94, baby. I don't know, man. Y'all what, 31?
Yes.
Okay, so you're 31 years old. So 3 years and 4 months, 13 years and 4 months, 23 years and 4 months, 33 years and 4 months. So you are currently in Cancer. Okay, and you're 31. So you're in the middle deacon of Cancer. So I'm gonna tell you right in the middle of some family and home affairs, dealing with either you and your mama or you and your children. Hello, somebody.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I just need for you to let us know now. But right now, that's what you've been in the middle of. You've been dealing with that for a little bit. You know, you've been dealing with that. I would say, yeah, from 23 years old, you've been dealing with it. So it'll be all over at 33. Okay? It'll be all over at 33, but that's just where you at. And I'm gonna tell you that life lesson is trying to teach you it's okay to keep things together. Okay, keep things together is how you pass this test. Okay. You are in the low tide as well. You are going to be required to do a little bit more physical exertion. So being physically fit is very important for your first part of your life. Okay, so you need to make sure that you're maintaining your physical fitness. You will be out of this soon. Like I said, you literally got about 2 years and 4 months after you turn 31. You'll have 2 years and 4 months left of this family thing. If you are currently dealing with some issues, you want to watch your body fat, your body weight. Okay. Watch your body weight and your body fat. And then also you want to watch some things going on with the bones. Okay. Because that's where you at. Now, when you shift, you're going to be shifting here in a little bit, and you're going to shift to some other stuff. And so that's going to be your skin, your sense of touch. You want to watch that. And then also you want to watch your joints. Okay. But that's all still in Cancer. So you got about 2 years and 4 months to watch over that stuff. Okay. The biggest thing for you, though, is to understand that you got to be physically fit. The reason why I'm teaching y'all this is because if this is a PT test and you're not physically fit, this could be a time where you don't make it through. Okay? If this is a spiritual test and you too physically unfit, and you too spiritually unfit, this could be a time where you don't make it through. That's why I'm telling y'all, I can't say certain stuff, but you got to get the importance of what I'm saying. You understand what I'm trying to say? That if this is a physical fit time of my life and I'm sick as hell, you may not make it through this time. You need the body to be physically fit. It's requiring for that. This is an intellectual time in your life, but I want you to be very careful and just keep moving through the paradigm as you know it. Once you get your owner's manual, you can start walking yourself through these life lessons, being more prepared. We can't stop a storm, but we can at least let you know to put on the goddamn raincoat. We can prepare you, and that's the best prevention you can do is to prepare the person for the storm. We can't stop the storm, but we can damn sure prepare ourselves. Any questions?
Wow. No, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, no problem, man. That's what we're doing. We're using this now for health. No longer just for love, no longer just for money. This thing can help us with our health. It can spit out remedies, herbs, and foods that we need to put ourselves back into balance with nature. This is one of the best nature-based interventions I've ever came across. This is the ancient knowledge. We're going to keep on using it, keep on using this free social media to get the word out. Hopefully you guys can keep telling people about us so the more people come, the more impact we can make on the world. All right.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you. All right, you guys, I appreciate all of your love, all of your support, you guys. It is past time, man. If you guys want to come back tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can come on back. Your homeboy keep on busting you upside the head with this good old health knowledge to get you back in tune with nature and get you back to happiness, wholeness, and wellness. I love you guys, man. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And until next time, love HerbMan. Peace. Thank you, YouTubers. Thank you. Peace.